Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today I want to talk about how to manifest with ADHD part 2. And the thing is, there's no difference. There's no difference because it's never about what you're doing, it's about who you're being. Okay, you either have your desires or you don't. So, probably like me, somewhere along the way, you learned that okay, you do not have your desires, you have to do techniques, you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined in order to receive, aka see the results. That's not true. As soon as you decide that you have your desires, you have them. The discipline is on who you are being, staying the version of yourself who has it, or come back as often as possible as being the version of yourself who has it. Okay? Be disciplined and consistent in that area, not in the techniques. Let's say you were always criticizing yourself and now you decide, no, I am smart, I am beautiful, I'm successful, I'm lovable. But you have to be committed to think those thoughts about yourself, because it's like you're waking up and you're realizing, okay, I created all the things that I'm seeing it and I don't like it, but it comes from my mind. So let me create a new scenario. So now you're saying that new scenario. I am loved. I am successful. I am beautiful. I am smart. This is where the discipline comes in. Not, okay, I have to say that for 10 minutes, 3 times a day, or for 3 hours, or I have to fall asleep doing that. When you put your commitment in techniques, this is where you will feel like, okay, how do I do that with my ADHD? Because I hate affirming or I hate scripting. You understand? Don't put your commitment into the techniques, but just put your commitment in who you're being, what you're telling yourself, what's your inner conversations, how are you reacting to the 3D when you see something that you don't like. What are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself like, huh, I knew it's not working? Or you're telling yourself everything, it's all good, because everything I see must mean that I have what I want, because I know I have what I want. I'm the leader here, I'm the one who decides. So whatever I'm seeing now, I'm committed to label it differently. I cannot see things the way I used to see, because I'm not the same person anymore. That's the work. Is you staying the version of yourself who has it. And whether you have ADHD or not, there's no difference. I don't see any difficulty in being the version of myself who has what they want because I have ADHD, because I do not put myself any uh, not strict, but any routine. Like, if you love routine, that's great, but if I don't like it, I don't like having to, I wake up, I have to affirm, and then at noon I have to affirm again, and I put a timer or I affirm every hour, or every night I have to fall asleep in sat. I cannot do that. I do not do that for long. Every time I try techniques, it will never last more than a week. I get fed up. I need change. So you do the things that you want to do. That's how you manifest with your ADHD. You do things that you want to do, but you commit into being the version of yourself who has it. And I don't know about you, but when I force myself to do techniques, it feels like it comes from the version of myself who doesn't have it. I don't know, it doesn't feel natural, it doesn't feel normal. Like forcing myself, okay, there's a timer I have to affirm now. It feels like it's the version of me who doesn't have it, who's trying to have it. And I know a lot of people are saying, if it doesn't feel normal, even if it doesn't feel natural, keep going, keep affirming. But for me, I like to make things feel normal and natural. But by that, I understand that everything comes from my mind, and that my mind is the only source. Because when you use the 3D to validate yourself, if I've been telling my whole life that I'm worthless, the minute that I say I'm worthy, it's not going to feel true, because I'm going to look at all the evidence to prove me that I'm worthless. But if you understand manifestation, you understand that the minute you say that you're worthy, you're not looking for validation. When you don't look for outside validation and just look for the validation within, it doesn't feel abnormal, because you know it's true. I say I'm worthy, I know it's true. I don't need to look outside to know if it's true. Once you start to do that, everything you do will feel normal. When I say everything you do, I don't like scripting, so I don't think it will feel normal. But I mean, the fact of telling yourself a new story will feel normal, because you understand that everything comes from your mind. And techniques are not there for you to get something. They're there to help you remind yourself that you already have it, and enjoying that satisfaction, this feeling of knowing that you have it. Because I said I don't have a routine, but that's not really true. Technically, I don't force a routine because every time I wake up, I have positive thoughts about myself, and every time I go to sleep as well. But I love that. I love having this inner conversation as a new version of myself. And when I go to sleep and I tell myself, oh, I love today, how it went today, this happened and this happened and this happened. It didn't happen necessarily physically with my eyes. I didn't see that, but it did in my mind, and I love it. And I love doing that. So that's why I'm doing it. And then I realized, oh, I got a routine. But it is, see, there's a difference. I don't force myself to do it because I don't feel like if I don't do it, it means no. I do it because I love it as the version of myself who has the desire. You understand? There's a difference. So I'm going to give you a few tips on how to stay committed, consistent in the new version of yourself. The first thing would be to work on your self-concept. I'm not talking about the type of self-concept when you're telling yourself how beautiful and love you are, even though it's great, especially if that's what you're aiming for. But I'm talking about this type of self-concept where you know you are the power. You are the creator. Everything comes from your mind. Everything you see is a reflection of your mind. Your mind is not a tool, it is the source. Because a lot of time we treat our mind like a tool, like, oh, I see something I don't like in 3D, let me fix a little something here and then go back. No, it's the whole thing. Okay, it's the whole source. Understand that you're powerful, you can have everything you want, there's nothing stopping you. Like, tell yourself that, understand that. The second thing is to understand what is the 3D? What's your relationship with 3D? It cannot tell you no. It's just a reflection. It doesn't have the power to tell you, nah, 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 you're not gonna get it. It can't do that, okay? I used to think that it used to piss me off. And there's no outside force saying no for you, okay? Because sometimes you feel like, oh, I've done everything and still it's a no. Probably something else said no for me. No. A mirror. It's always a reflection. It's always a mirror. And the other thing you have to understand is everything you label shows who you are being, because everything is neutral. Everything is neutral. So it's like something is happening, the old version of yourself will react a certain way. That's how you see, that's how you saw things your whole life. Now that you're being the new version of yourself, it doesn't mean that this thing never happens anymore. It just means something else because you are someone else. It doesn't mean the same thing that it used to mean. So it cannot go in the old direction that it used to go with you, with the old self. It's going to the new direction because it means something else now. I hope that was clear. So understand the 3D just follows you. It's just a reflection all the time. Okay? The third thing I would say is to understand your mind. Understand that you cannot give importance to all your thoughts. Okay, you have the new version of yourself now, but let's say you spend 30 years being the old version who keep talking down about themselves, saying, oh, I'm a loser, I'm worthless, and stuff like that. The day you start to say, no, I'm worthy, and I'm a winner, I can do everything I want, that doesn't mean that this old version is not going to creep in sometime. It's going to creep in. But what are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself, oh, it's true, that version it's doubting me? The thing is, you're not even saying, oh, that version is talking to me. You're thinking it's you. You're thinking that is true. Don't take everything you think as true. I made a video about that. But that's crucial because you will fall in the trap. You're being the new version of yourself. You're saying, oh, I'm worthy, I can do anything. And then the old version is like, yeah, but last time it didn't work. You're always failing. And then you're like, oh, you're right. And then you fall. But you have to say, no, since I'm the new version, I know that everything you're saying is crap. Because everything that happened was with you. We fell with you. But we're not failing here because here we already won. If I'm a winner, I can fail. So since you were seeing yourself as a loser, that's why we always failed. It might sound a little bit like someone with too many personalities, but it helped me to see it like that. I'm the new version of myself. I know my worth, so I cannot have negative thoughts. I know my worth. I know who I am. Those negative thoughts comes from other versions. Those other versions that I let have a say for so many years. So they didn't understand when I'm saying shut up. They're like, what do you mean shut up? I want to keep talking because, hey, shut up. Those are the three things that I suggest that you really work on to be able to stay committed to the version of yourself who has it, because that's the most important thing. Like I said, it's not how many times you affirm, it's not how many nights you do the sats, because again, of course, if that's what you're doing, if you're putting importance in the techniques, this is when you're gonna feel like the ADHD is like, yeah, I can commit to doing the same thing over and over and over and over. At some point I get fed up, of course, because ADHD is nervous system interest based. I don't know if I said that in the right order. Interest based nervous system. So if something doesn't interest us anymore, forcing it feels good luck. So like I said, staying committed to the version of yourself, you have those 3 things that you have to know. Like I said, self-concept, understand what the 3D does, and really understand that the negative thoughts, how to deal with your negative thoughts, it's other version of you. You don't have to pay attention to them. It's like, no, I'm not that version anymore. So, all right. I know this video was helpful because, like I said, everything I share is things that were helpful for me. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I cannot wait to talk to you next time. Bye.